Hey guys, I explained how to make the hot water. Now I'm going to explain how to carbonate it. I'm using 1 gallon keg by SquareOne, which is pretty amazing product, but you have to know how to use it to get the most out of it, and I'm going to explain that to you. First thing you need to do, obviously, is put your hot water in it. Nice funnel. Probably going to make a bit of a mess pouring from a gallon jug. I usually make a bit of a mess. Let's see. Yeah, not too bad. This is you'll get about a week of carbonation from this. It uses 16 grams CO2 cartridges. I usually drink my hot water in like 2 to 3 days, so that's not really a problem for me. Now, the two most important things if you're using this product, you need to put thread tape on these threads here for the regulator, because it will leak if you don't. I don't know why the instructions don't tell you to do that, because I had issues until I figured that out. So I put thread tape on it, it worked just fine. The other thing you need to do is use a little bit of keg lube. I'm using CIP. It doesn't take very much at all, and you don't have to do this every time, but you're going to want to put a little bit of it on this O-ring and these threads here, because it will make your life so much easier if you do this. You spin it on there until it gets tight, which is here, and then you go one more turn. And this is way more difficult if you don't move it up. Okay. Now we have to put the tap on. Okay. We should have the tap on. You have to purge out the air in there. This comes with this cap. You always want to keep this on your tap, because keg taps will leak. All keg taps leak, not just this one. So that will keep it contained. Alright. So make sure you turn this down, the regulator, lowest setting. Screw this in here. Now you turn it up until you hit 5 psi on the gauge, which is right there. It doesn't even have to be 5, like 3 to 5, somewhere in between there. And agitate it a little bit. Now when you're purging, you want to make sure you turn it back down before you pull the purging plug, or you're just wasting your CO2. So I'm going to turn this down, purge it, turn it back up to between 3 and 5. That's about 4, that's good. Now you should let it sit for about 5 minutes before you purge it again. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. This is still holding steady at 4 psi, which is good. So I'm going to turn it down, purge it, and now you want to turn it up to about 10 psi to charge it. And when you do this, you're going to want to shake it periodically. Agitate it, because as you do this, the CO2 will enter the solution, and this will actually bring the pressure down. So you're going to want to try to maintain the 10 psi. And I generally let it sit for about 6 hours for uncarbonated hop water. If you are putting carbonated beverage in there, such as beer or whatever, it's likely not going to take as long to charge, but you still should charge it, because by pouring the beer in there, or whatever it is, carbonated beverage, it's going to release CO2 and it's going to lose some of it. So you're still going to need to charge it for a little bit. I would say probably, I've never used this for carbonated beverages, but I would say at least 2 hours would probably be good. And then when you want to serve it, turn it the whole way down and maintain the pressure around 5 psi. That's perfect for serving. So that's basically it. This unit's very well made, very easy to use once you know how to do it. The instructions that come with it aren't the greatest, but that's why I'm here to explain it to you. Just make sure you leave this cap on, because it will leak. Oh, I can't get it off. It will leak. Taps just leak. That's how it works. Alright guys, that's pretty much it as far as making the hop water and carbonating the hop water. You got the whole thing. One of these CO2 canisters, you can actually, like for the next batch, generally there is just enough left in here. I drink my hop water within like 2 or 3 days, so there's just enough pressure in here to purge the next batch. Don't expect to be able to get another charge for a whole new batch, but you can at least get the purge. And I'd say about a week is how long it will hold the carbonation with a full CO2 canister. Alright? The only other thing I'll mention is I did say this was affordable. And even if you don't count the cost of the keg, which is not insignificant, it's pretty expensive, but it's very well made and well worth it. If you count how much you spend on a CO2 cartridge, if you count how much the water costs, and if you count pellet hops, mine were fresh, so obviously it's cheaper because they're basically free at this point. I've had these hops for like 7 years. So if you are buying the pellets, you're going to get a gallon for less than $2 if you're finishing your batch within 2 or 3 days with one of these canisters. So I mean, when you're spending $9 plus on a batch of hop water, commercial hop water, this is the way to go. This pays for itself in like a month if you drink hop water the way I do, at least. So okay, take care guys.